Okay, let's jump into another deep dive. We've got some really fascinating information you sent over. We're talking big tech investments, what's driving tech deals right now, and then some, well, pretty wild scientific discoveries too. So for this deep dive, here's the plan. We'll start with a huge investment announcement, then look at why one specific, maybe less glamorous bit of the tech world is seeing so much M&A activity. And finally, we'll zoom out to some other cool stuff happening in AI and science, plus a quick look at some useful tools.
And it's interesting how it all connects, isn't it? These global investments feed directly into the AI race, which, needs massive infrastructure. Then you see these leaps happening elsewhere, deep oceans, human consciousness. It's all part of this rapid change.
Okay, let's unpack that first big piece then. A major tech player making a, well, colossal investment in one country, Amazon Web Services, AWS,
Yeah.
in Australia. And the numbers are pretty staggering. They're putting in $820 billion, that's what, about US $13 billion, between 2025 and 2029, mostly to expand data centers.
Yeah, and this isn't just pocket change for them. It's actually AWS's biggest ever tech commitment in Australia. It really underscores the sheer scale needed for server capacity, just to handle things like generative AI. The demand is exploding. And there's a sustainability angle, too, which is crucial. Part of the deal involves building 3 new solar farms, over 170 megawatts. So they're trying to integrate renewable energy right into this cloud expansion.
So it's not just building the server farms, but powering them cleanly, too.
Exactly. And the infrastructure itself, we're talking new data centers, big upgrades to existing ones, Sydney, Melbourne. These are complex, secure facilities. The Australian PM called it a huge vote of confidence, big boost for productivity, digital infrastructure there.
And this isn't just an Australia thing. You mentioned this is broader.
Oh, definitely not. This is part of a much larger global push by AWS. They're dropping huge songs elsewhere too, like US $20 billion in Pennsylvania, $10 billion North Carolina, $5 billion Taiwan. It's a global scaling effort for AI computing power. It's an infrastructure race, really.
So with these massive investments happening worldwide, what does that actually mean for you listening to this? What's the significance?
Well, first off, it's about AI readiness. This directly boosts capacity globally to handle that huge growth in generative AI. It also helps with things like data sovereignty, keeping data local, secure. That's increasingly important. And seeing this tech expansion paired with green energy, that could be a model for sustainable growth. Ultimately, though, it shows AWS's aggressive strategy. They're playing on a global scale in this incredibly competitive cloud and AI market. It shows how vital this base layer of hardware is becoming.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting, I think. Because while overall global deals, M&A might be slowing down, tech, especially this data infrastructure area, is buzzing with acquisitions. Yeah, the numbers are telling. Tech M&A hit $421 billion just in the first 5 months of 2025. And tech deals are now, what, 25% of all global M&A? Up from 17% in 2023. That's a big slice. And the main focus, AI software and, crucially, data infrastructure companies, they make up nearly 3/4 of that tech M&A total.
And it links right back. The driver is clearly AI. The big tech companies, they realize they need more than just computing power. They need vast amounts of data. But not just raw data. They need companies expert at managing it, cleaning it, labeling it, making it usable for AI. So you see giants like Meta, Salesforce, IBM, ServiceNow snapping up firms in this space.
Yeah.
Companies like Scale AI, Informatica, DataStax, Data.World. It's about acquiring that data capability quickly. Someone put it nicely, AI without data is like life without oxygen. It really is that fundamental. And buying these companies rather than trying to build that expertise from scratch, well, it's faster. Speed is everything in the AI race right now. M&A accelerates things dramatically.
So speed's the driver.
Yeah.
But just buying up data companies, is that the whole story, or is there a catch?
That's a key point. Just hoarding data isn't the answer. Actually, it can be a problem. Messy, unfiltered data. It can lead to serious AI mistakes. Like that airline chatbot giving out wrong refund info because its data wasn't right. The data has to be structured, cleaned, reliable. So this M&A isn't just about quantity. It's about acquiring the skill to manage data properly.
So thinking about this trend, all these data companies being bought up, why should this matter to you, listening in?
Well, the core takeaway is simple. The AI revolution hinges on good data. Structured, reliable, accessible data. That makes data infrastructure and the companies managing it absolutely critical. It's the bedrock. So this M&A wave, it's not just business deals. It shows a huge strategic shift. Companies are buying the essential ingredients, the data, the tools to win in AI. It tells you where the real value lies, often in those less flashy but fundamental layers.
All right, let's shift gears a bit now. Look at some other incredible things happening, kind of pushing boundaries in different ways. Reminds us, progress isn't just silicon. First up, something from the deep ocean. Researchers got the first ever live footage of the Antarctic gonate squid in its own habitat. We only knew it from dead ones before.
That's amazing, isn't it? Picture this 3-foot squid deep down at 7,000 feet in the Southern Ocean. Apparently had battle scars, big hooks on its tentacles. It just shows. Even now, most of our planet, especially the deep sea, is still unexplored. So much life down there we know nothing about.
Wild. Okay, next, a leap in neurotechnology. A speech surge. Scientists at UC Davis helped a man with ALS communicate using a brain-computer interface, a BCI.
Yeah, this is really significant. What makes it a first of its kind is it generates actual speech, not just text on a screen. It apparently captures tone, pacing, even melody for a more natural sound. Translates brain signals right into voice. It's early days, of course, but imagine the hope this offers for people who've lost their voice.
Incredible potential. Okay, back towards something maybe more tangible but still futuristic. A sky cruise. This company, Alef Aeronautics, says they're close to producing the first true flying car.
The flying car. Always feels like science fiction. But they claim production models might even be out by year-end. It's all electric, supposedly has a 110-mile flight range, and they claim it uses less energy than a Tesla for a trip, which is interesting, if true. They've apparently got 300, 400 pre-orders already. About $1 billion worth.
$1 billion in pre-orders is serious interest, but the price tag? $300,000? That's steep.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely not for everyone initially. But they do say the plan is to bring the cost down eventually, closer to normal car prices. We'll see if it takes off, literally. But seeing companies get this far, taking major orders, maybe personal flying vehicles are inching closer than we think. Still huge hurdles, though. Regulation, infrastructure.
True. Okay, lastly, something really abstract. A dream dial. A company is claiming the first ever communication from one dream to another, using lucid dreaming.
This one sounds, well, pretty out there, but the claim is fascinating. They say they sent a word via earbuds to one person who was lucid dreaming. That person repeated the word while asleep, it was recorded, then played to a second lucid dreamer. And that second dreamer apparently confirmed hearing it upon waking, sort of a primitive, unconscious message relay. Now, if this is real, verifiable under proper scientific conditions, and that's a big if, it does make you wonder, could our sleeping brains be more connected, more receptive to external signals than we thought? It definitely pushes into the mystery of consciousness and sleep.
Definitely food for thought. Okay, to wrap this section, let's quickly touch on a few AI tools trending now. Kind of practical examples of where some of this tech is heading. Things that might help you boost productivity or creativity. First is Thiings. It's basically a big collection, over 1,900 free AI-generated 3D icons for designers, developers, creatives, easy to browse, customize, use.
Right, so that's AI as a creative assistant, generating unique visual assets, saving time and money compared to traditional methods or stock assets, augmenting the creative process.
Then there's Coding Interviews by Hyring. This one's for recruiters. It automates parts of coding interviews, uses smart video, cheat detection, gives performance reports, streamlining tech hiring.
Yeah, an example of AI automating specific business tasks, trying to bring efficiency, maybe objectivity to processes like technical recruitment.
Tabnine is another one. It's described as a chat app for developers on big projects. Focuses on helping with code collaboration.
So AI embedded in the workflow, not just generating code, but acting like a smart assistant that understands the project, helps with collaboration on complex software.
And lastly, Visme. It's an all-in-one platform for making presentations, videos, branded content. It's adding more AI features to speed things up.
Visme is interesting, using AI to make content creation more accessible, letting people who aren't pro designers create polished stuff quickly. It's AI enabling broader creativity.
Wow, okay, quite a journey there. From those massive AWS deals shaping AI capacity, all the way to squids in the deep sea and maybe talking in dreams.
It really does show how fast things are moving, doesn't it, on so many different fronts. Tech, science, and often the really key thing isn't the flashy end product, but the infrastructure, the data, the basic science breakthroughs underneath it all.
Absolutely. Or maybe the thought to leave you with is just how much mystery and wonder is still out there, in the unexplored parts of our planet and maybe even the unexplored parts of our own minds, and how technology is becoming intertwined with exploring both. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. If you enjoyed getting this shortcut to what's happening, make sure you're following the deep dive so you don't miss our next one.
Yes, and please do share this with anyone else you think would appreciate getting up to speed quickly on these kinds of trends.
Until next time, keep exploring.